Today, I'm going to show you how to make some street taco appetizers. Or they could be a main meal if you make enough of them. Although easy, there's a few steps to make these. So let's get into it. Okay, it's time to prep the carne asada, or grilled meat. Now, I'm going to be using a traditional skirt steak. You can also use flank steak for this recipe as well. Like all of my recipes, the list of ingredients is in the description. Into a bowl or container, we want to throw some coriander and some olive oil, lime zest and juice, crushed garlic, dried oregano, brown sugar, cumin, some salt and some pepper. Stir that all up. Beautiful skirt steak. Just pop it in. So put the steak in and we just want to make sure it all gets covered. Both pieces. Oh, look at that. The smell coming off this is incredible. So the steak's all covered. Seal that up. Now pop that into the fridge for at least a few hours. Normally when I make this, I'll make this in the morning and I'll cook it later on that evening for dinner. So that can now go in the fridge. For the next step, we need to preheat an oven to 160 degrees Celsius if it's fan forced, 180 degrees if it's not. But relax, we're still barbecuing today. I need to make some small tortilla cups. So we're going to need a small muffin pan and a cookie cutter that's about 7.5 centimeters wide. We're also going to need some soft tortillas, and these old El Paso ones are absolutely perfect for this. So we just need to pierce that bag, throw them in the microwave for 30 seconds. Relax, relax, the barbecue part's still coming. So now these tortillas have been warmed up in the microwave, just place them on a chopping board and grab our cookie cutter, bit of force and a twist, and we have the basis of our little tortilla cups. We're just going to keep doing that until we have enough. So we have our little discs all cut out. Now we need our muffin pan. This is a non-stick muffin pan. All you got to do, flip it over and press your little tortillas down like that. Leave a spacing so there's no overlap. There you go. Once you have enough, these can now go into a preheated oven for 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes of baking in the oven, they've got some great colour on them. Now these tortilla cups are going to need time to cool down, so all you need to do is put them onto a cooling rack. Now the great thing about these is you can make them well ahead of time. Well, maybe not a month, but at least if you're going to cook in the afternoon, you can make them that morning. For today's cook, I'm going to be utilising a 57 centimetre Weber kettle. I'll start by filling a chimney starter with briquettes and lighting it up, and then I'll just dump it into 2 charcoal baskets. Did you notice my new heat-proof gloves? Finally, someone sent me some out. Thanks, Meat Right, appreciate it. So we'll just put the grill back on, put the lid on, open all the vents, and we're just going to let that grill warm up for about 10 minutes. Next up, we need to finely dice some onion. White, yellow, red, I don't care. I'm using the yellow one. Use whatever you want. I hope you've hit the subscribe and bell button. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Go and do it. Now we just need to top and tail the onion and cut it in half and peel off the skin. And now we're just going to dice it up. You can't get any easier than this. So next up, I want some avocado in these taco bites. So using a sharp knife, I'm just going to splice the avo in half, removing the seed. Seed removed. All right, we just need to get the contents into a bowl. Like that. Now I don't want to do the whole guacamole thing, but I will just put in the juice out of half a lime. If I can use my muscles and get in there. Done. All right, and a little bit of salt. just to give it a bit of flavour. So just mash that with a fork. That lime juice that we just put in just makes it a little easier to work with. That's it, we'll just put that aside as well. We are grilling using a high indirect heat on the Weber today. Our cook's going to take less than 30 minutes today. Or, for those of you who like to use my beer timer, you're looking at a 1 beer cook. Alright, it is time to finally get these steaks on. Now these will create a fair bit of smoke due to the oil and probably some flare-ups. Now we can just keep moving the steaks around and flipping them until we're happy with their doneness. What I'm after is a perfect medium rare to medium. That's 55 to 60 degrees Celsius. So these are looking good, so we can get them off the heat now. So while the steak's fresh, that's going to give us enough time to get all of our other stuff and start making up our little taco bites. Alright, it is time to finally cut up our steak, and we're going to cut it across the grain to roughly 1 centimetre thick strips. Look at that. Beautiful. So I'm just going to turn these around and now dice it into 1 centimetre cubes. Now, if you had have liked this and shared it with a mate of yours could have been making this while you could sit back and have a few beers. Just remember that. So there we go. So by dicing up the skirt steak, it's just going to make it a lot easier to create our little taco bites. So grab a bunch of the little taco shells that we made up. And next up, we're just going to put some of the avo mix into each one. Next up, we're just adding some of the carne asada, or grilled meat, or the skirt steak. Next up, we just need a little bit of the diced onion. Now for last, a sprinkle of some coriander. And last but not least, a final squeeze of lime juice over the top. Done. Bang! Get one of those into your face hole. Cheers and thanks for watching.